What is going on, guys? Welcome to another episode for Moderation Gaming and bringing you guys another Diablo 3 wizard build. And today I'm going to be showing you guys what I find to be one of the best wizard builds out there. Now, when I say the best wizard build, it's actually what I mean to be one of my funnest wizard builds and what I find to be the best on my character on Inferno difficulty. So if you guys just want to look here at my spells, I have Disintegrate with Intensify, which is, kind of like a wizard, a very signature spell for a wizard. Now, not to kind of confuse that with what is called this is a signature spell. Signature spells are free to cast. No, that's not what I mean. I mean it's a very iconic spell. Disintegrate is very much a spell that you'd like to see the wizard use always. So basically, we have that, and then we have a very popular signature spell here called Shock Pulse, and Shock Pulse using Piercing Orb. So this orb actually goes, through enemies and actually does 105 weapon damage to all enemies that it hits. The only problem that I have with this is that it goes around like that and may miss the target. But other than that, it is a very valid spell, and I love using it because it actually goes through all enemies and does 105 weapon damage to everyone that you have lined up. And it does the same thing here with Disintegrate using Intensify. And then basically here, since we are in Infernal difficulty, we almost must have Energy Armor because I have a very low resistance. And even if you do have a high resistance, you almost have to use Prismatic Armor to increase your resistances up to 40%. So we have that. And then we have Magic Weapon here using Force Weapon, increasing the weapon damage up to 15%, which is very great. And I use that as well to increase my damage. And then here we have Diamond Skin. And it's also, I feel like, a must-have when you're in Inferno difficulty because you're getting hit and you just pop your diamond skin so you can get immune to a few of those hits, and you have to be using that. And then Archon, this can be swapped out for anything. If you want to swap this out for anything, go ahead, swap it out for Hydra. That'd be the only thing that I'd really swap it out with. So I swap it out with like Hydra and Venom Hydra. But the only reason why I have Archon up here is because it increases all my damaging. Well, like, yes, we have improved Archon. Sorry, increases all damage of all Archon abilities up to 25%. But anyways, what this does, Archon, it's such a great spell. You feel like such a badass as soon as you pop that thing, and then you're owning noobs. But the only problem is that you don't have much of a build diversity when you pop Archon. So when you're in Archon, you kind of feel like you want your other spells, but basically you're doing the highest amount of damage that you could ever really be doing in Archon. So depending on the enemies that you join up. Now, if you're dealing with all sorts of little enemies, Archon can be great, and Archon's a little harder to use with champion packs because you don't have that much of like diversity. You can't be popping any diamond skin or anything, and you don't have any other spells except for your blast that you have for your first skill, and unless you like get teleport, the teleport rune here, and you teleport away, then you have a little more of diversity. But I kind of just like Archon with improved Archon, increasing all damage by 25% because that's what you're using Archon for. You're using Archon to blast the shit out of any freaking NPC you're looking at. So basically, guys, I'm going to talk to you about the build a little bit. So basically, you want to keep all these up here, and basically you pop Diamond Skin whenever you want to pop it. And I use Archon ability, the Archon ability, whenever you have a lot of enemies and not the really strong enemies. Now that can be useful, but if you're going to be taking in damage like that, you don't really want to be popping Archon. You want to be popping Archon when you're just constantly bringing down enemies. And here I do have Glass Cannon. I want to change that out for either you want to change it for Astral Presence or Prodigy. But I'm going to keep Glass Cannon out here because I want to be doing the most amount of damage possible. And we're actually going to take off Temporal Flux and we're going to replace it with Blur. Now, what Blur does is kind of cancels out the negative side of Glass Cannon. Now, you could say that Blur is kind of not needed here, but I find that I need to take out the 15% like you increase all damage done to you by 15%. So I kind of want to boost that up and just take that completely off the board and decrease my melee damage taken by another 5%, which is great. But I think the only problem here is that it increases all damage done to you by 15%. This actually only decreases the damage taken, melee damage taken you by 15%. So any range damage, I believe, would actually still apply here when it comes to Glass Cannon, increasing all damage to 15%. But and it does decrease all Sorry, it does decrease all armor resistance by 10% and increases all your damage jump by 15%. I'm sorry. So all your melee damage taken, you are removing 10% off of that with blur, but any range damage, you're going to be taking another 10% of damage. So that's just fine. So yeah, we have glass cannon, blur, and galvanizing ward increasing our armor spells, so we don't have to worry about it so much. But it also increases our the amount of life gain that you get from so it's kind of like you don't need another spell you don't need spec and gear to regen life. Now you kind of have it for energy armor, but it's not as good as you could just be specking into it. I'm just going on, but basically, as you can see, I don't have very high damage here. Well, like we'll take that off, and you see, I don't have very high damage, so DPS, I should say. And so we're gonna pop in here, and we're gonna actually, so we're gonna go into the Southern Highlands, and we're actually gonna show you guys the build. It's what I find to be a very fun build. And these small guys here, just take them out real quick. Now you can see right there, I was taking in damage, and it's just hard to not take damage at this class. And you see right here, we're gonna die because there's a champion pack, because you just know you're gonna die. And plus I'm lagging because I'm recording, which is sad. See right here, look, I died propping Archon because I didn't actually see that champion pack there. I'm sorry. But basically, yeah, this is Inferno difficulty. You are gonna die. It's a sad thing. It's a very sad ordeal. But basically, we're going to try to do this again, and we're actually going to use other spells here. There you go. So I'm going to try to show you what the build can do, and if you don't like the build, then don't use it. And I guess just, maybe you don't like that I use diamond skin. Maybe you don't like that. Mostly what I could see here happening is saying that you don't like me using Archon. I could see that. I could see that you maybe don't like me using Archon. You could swap that out for any other ability like slow time, or as I said, the Venom Hydra is perfect for that kind of deal. Now we're going to be looking for some people. We're actually looking for someone. Now, the great thing about... Oh my god, this guy just refuses. Now this does do the wizard justice. It's good. It's a good build. It's an okay build, okay? Now we're gonna run away because that's what the wizard does. Now, let me talk to you about spells like this. Spells like piercing orb, the rune for piercing orb. Now, the great thing about the one thing that you may need in this build, which I find very valid actually, is one sec. We're gonna kill these guys, and I'll talk about it a little more. So we're gonna show a little bit of the build diversity. All right. So basically, the problem here is that my attack speed, and I know last video I called it attack power. Sorry, I've been playing a little bit of World of Warcraft. So basically here, attacks per second only 1.5, not even 1.5. It's below 1.5. You see, you need to be able to cast these like crazy. I've seen some people with attack speed super high, and basically what they're doing, they're running away, and then before they even touch him, this guy's like letting off 10 of these and then running away. It's crazy. It's something you need for this build, and it's something that I do not have. So take that with like a fat grain of salt or whatever, and basically go. All right, this guy, he doesn't have that, but I do. So maybe that build's gonna be better. Um, so basically, that's what it is. That's how it is. And we're gonna actually show you a little more about the build here. We're not finding many mobs here to actually take, and it's kind of a pain. But here we go. Here it is, our champion pack that we may or may not be able to kill because I suck at this game. I like to kill people. Now, Archon can be good for champion packs, but that's like if everyone around is dead. That's what I find. Oh god, no. Alright, we're gonna pop Archon, we're gonna see what we can do here. See right there, we're kind of wasting Archon, but still, what more do you want? We're gonna try to blast him here. That's pretty weird. He's not even attacking me. It's making my job easy. I guess you can't get by the bridge because it's broken, right? That made my job pretty easy. But anyway, so we're gonna pick up this Tome of Secrets and we're gonna collect our loot, and then we're gonna go back to town and I'm gonna show you guys a possible rotation. And so basically that's the build, guys. I know I'm not a very good player to show off the build, but the build can basically make it however you want to. Basically, if you're really good, you can play with any build and own it up. So basically, there's just no rotation here. You're you're either spamming shock pulse and you're spamming disintegrate, and whenever you see those small targets and all tons of those small targets, you blast Archon, and every kill that you get actually increases it by 1 second. So that's great if you have all those small targets, because then you're increasing the ability up to like a minute. And then basically, by the time your cooldown is over, you can pop Archon again, which is great. But then again, sometimes against champion packs, it's a little harder. It can be good and it can have its difficulties, but whatever. Right now I'm just going on. So hopefully you guys like this. Don't forget to tune in for any other build videos on the wizard, and I'm hoping to pop in and make some more builds for the demon hunter or anything like that. And I'm actually thinking about making a barbarian soon, and we're going to be also looking into hardcore characters for builds and stuff like that. And don't forget to rate and subscribe, do whatever you want to do, guys, and I'll see you next time. This has been Moderation Gaming, and don't forget to keep everything in moderation, guys. Thanks, guys. Bye.